as the football season ends, that means more focused on, of course, NBA playoffs a couple months away. All-Star weekend is this weekend in Indianapolis, but that also means baseball is around the corner. Pitchers and catchers about to report. Yeah, I can almost smell the grass. I can smell the beer. You can hear the cracking of the bat. Pause. Everything
Then
going
they say
on.
you can taste the air, nigga. Taste the air.
Taste the air. So to do that, we have a new segment hosted by our one and only Courtney Colabro. It's called The Hot Corner, where each and every week she'll be giving you her takes on the biggest topics in baseball. And also, this would be great for Dante and Mikey because y'all also love talking baseball just as much as she does. So, Courtney, the floor is yours. What is going on in the world of baseball right now?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in baseball right now. I saw Shohei Ohtani taking some sweet swings, and that is in Dodger blue. Oh, it was glorious. Yeah, the first thing that I really wanted to talk about, especially, I'm sorry that Mikey isn't in here for this, but Dante, you'll have to see, stop me.
I'm gonna text him right now. He said he's supposed to be joining. I'm gonna text him now. Go ahead.
All right, bet. Can the Rangers repeat? It's been a long time since baseball has had a repeat World Series winner. Before I give my thoughts, Dante, what do you think?
Dante, there we go.
Well, no, yeah, that is a great question. To your point, it is extremely difficult to repeat in baseball. Like, we keep talking about team sports, and baseball is one of those sports where there's so many moving parts. And for you to, not only go through 162 games, make it out relatively healthy, but then go through the playoff gauntlet where you have teams that are hot. You may be a team that gets a week off of this selling. You got to play a team that's been beating ass for the last month. So it's tough. My only thing with the Rangers is starting pitcher. I need to see how they retool, if there's any more moves they're going to make. I know we're going into the spring training, so right now rosters are pretty much set. We still got, some vets trying to make the roster and things of that nature. So obviously, like I said, right now, it's tough to not go with the field. It's really tough not to. But again, when you have the money invested in that middle of the infield like they have, you have a lot of young players. Josh Jung, you have I forgot the outfielder's name, but he's one of the top young prospects. So you got, bro, you have a lot of talent on that roster. So this is a team that I think they're equipped to make a run again. They're definitely set up to where they could get closer than we've seen teams get to in recent memory. But it's so tough in baseball to repeat that I still got to say no. Like, as much as I want to give them, a little bit of an edge, it's tough. Like, that's a hell of a request to go back to back in baseball.
Mikey is currently pairing his headphones, so he will be
Beautiful.
on.
Yeah. I need my man in here for this. But to respond, I agree with you. About how difficult it is to repeat. But I will listen. By the time Max Scherzer gets back, Jacob deGrom, God willing, gets back, for the second half of the season, the cavalry's coming. In a market right now, there's a real shortage of starting pitching. Hi, Mikey.
You talking about the Astros revenge tour or what?
Hey, baseball time, my boy.
Talking about the defending
revenge tour.
Yeah, you talking about the Astros, the Altuve 5 years he's about to go crazy. Is that what we're talking about?
Man. I ain't worried about that, man.
What's the word, y'all?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Chilling, man. I was catching the whole first half of the show in traffic.
You saw Flows and Dante Cook, Cal Shanahan the Hill.
I heard Floyd got brought into the show, so it's a classic Monday episode I'm hearing.
Definitely, man, definitely. But yeah, go ahead, Mikey. We were just, in the beginning of Courtney's segment, the hot corner. What's your can the Rangers repeat?
It's very tough, man. Contrary to what the Chiefs shown yesterday, it's very tough to repeat, especially in baseball. I don't know. I don't think so. I think if I had to put money on, on the Rangers repeating or the field, I'd put my money on the field. But I still think that they have a very deep team, and they're going to be able to hit the shit out the ball. So we'll see what's up with DeGrom when DeGrom comes back. We'll see what's up with Scherzer. And then I wonder if Jordan Montgomery would re-sign with them, or what are we
Please.
doing as long as we get back, as long as we get closer to, pitchers and catchers reporting this week. Maybe he's somebody that could come, a weekend. But yeah, I don't think they could repeat, but I still think that they're a team worth watching in the AL for sure.
Well, that being said, it kind of segues into my next question, which is who, in your opinion, is the biggest threat to the Rangers repeating this season in both American League and National League?
That's a good one. I would have to go to their division rival, their in-state rival, the Houston Astros. I think last year we saw very uncharacteristic baseball played by that team. A lot of mental errors, a lot of pitching errors. Coming as far as in the back of that bullpen, it wasn't as strong. I think that they found a way to bounce back if they could get a healthy full season out of Yordan Alvarez. If Kyle Tucker's bat from that left side could continue to improve. We're looking at possibly maybe the last year of Alex Bregman playing the hot corner for them, depending what he's going to command contract wise. So I would start with the Astros, and then a sleeper team for me, and they've been my sleeper team for a while. Their time is running up with the Toronto Blue Jays. The Toronto Blue Jays have more than enough. I just think they haven't put it together. I think it's very interesting. We'll see in the next couple days, next week, if they can go ahead and land Cody Bellinger. I think they need that left-handed impact bat to go ahead and break up the monotony of George Springer batting leadoff, of a Bo Bichette and a Vlad Guerrero, all righties. Cody Bellinger sliding into that offense would be amazing in Toronto. You got Kevin Gossman, you got Jose Barrios, you have Kikuchi, you have some guys, maybe Alek Manoah could put it together, but I think this is it for the Blue Jays. They have Bo Bichette for 2 more years on contract, Vlad on contract for 2 more years. So I really love their offense. I just think that they would be a team for me that can definitely compete. I think in the AL East, the Rays will probably go down. They're going to lose Wander, so now that's a whole full season without that production. Contrary to him being the nasty motherfucker that he is, he was somebody you feared in that lineup. They move on from Glasnow. I think the Rays take a step back. The Orioles, they're young. They have to get it, we'll see. Corbin Burns is there, but they have to show me something. I think the Blue Jays are primed to make a run this year. I think they have a chip on their shoulder, and I would love for them to add Cody Bellinger.
Now, I notice that you did not say the New York Yankees. Why is that?
I think still facts, but I think it still comes down to pitching. I mean, can they land a Blake Snell? Can they bring Jordan Montgomery back? Can they go ahead and solidify that rotation? Carlos Rodon came back late in the season, and Dante Scott. We already know what the Carlos Rodon experience is. He's going to give you 2 IL stints a year. So they invested a lot of money in him, but I'm not sure. Juan Soto fitting in between that lineup somewhere. I don't know where they're going to slot him, but in between.
I think probably third. I think they'll probably have him batting after Aaron Judge.
And that's going to be amazing. I mean, for somebody who came on and hit over 30 home runs last year, as long as Stanton can stay healthy batting forward, that's going to be ridiculous. They'll be able to put up runs. I just don't know if they have the pitching.
Not even with the additional Marcus Stroman? Doesn't move the needle for you?
That's my Puerto Rican brother, but nah. That's my Puerto Rican brother, but nah.
He's half of your Puerto Rican brother. Be honest.
You know what I'm saying? Every other year, I got to opt in. I got to opt in with him every other year. I was rocking with him last year with the Cubs because I thought he was doing some things on the north side, and then he went across the pond to London, and he came back down to earth. So no, I think you have to look at teams that have deep pitching and that have length in their lineup. Pause. That's the Astros, that's the Blue Jays, and that's the Rangers too.
National League, anyone obviously besides the evil overlords of the Los Angeles Dodgers?
It's the Dodgers. It's the Dodgers.
It's the Dodgers.
Your new favorite team, right?
Right. New favorite team.
That hat, by the way, is crazy.
We coming.
I would say that obviously the Dodgers are up there. The Braves and the Phillies. Those are the only 3 teams. Those are the only 3 teams that I think have the Humble Park doesn't claim Stroman. Nah, that's an Elmwood Park motherfucker. He a
Right.
transplant. He moved up. He couldn't hack it at Kelvin Park, so they sent them over to Elmwood Park. I would say the Phillies, the Braves, the Dodgers, those teams. Every year we get a shocker. I mean, look at the Arizona Diamondbacks, the defending NL champions. But yeah, I would say those three teams. I think they just have a perfect lineup, top to bottom, and then the pitching to complement it. Plus, they're battle tested. It's always going to come down to we're going to be in July, and the Braves and the Dodgers are on pace for 100+ wins, but it's all going to come down to what they do in September and October. So I don't see any surprise, people. I really thought the Chicago Cubs were going to be bigger players in free agency this year and add some impact to kind of push, because I think that NL Central is right there for the taking, but they really haven't done that. They've gone quiet. I think they're realizing that right now isn't their time to go all in. Their window hasn't even opened yet. So yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Phillies and the Dodgers as the NL, Phillies, Dodgers, and the Braves as the NL powerhouses to probably compete with the Rangers, Astros of the world.
So I'm looking over the remaining free agents now, just while we were talking about it. And yeah, there's still a lot of big names on the board. And guys are reporting now. Cody Bellinger still a free agent. Matt Chapman, Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, of course. There's a lot of guys that need home. How is Jorge Soler unemployed right now?
So yeah, that's the Cubano homie. Soler's looking for like a 3-year deal. I know he was in talks with the Giants. I don't understand what the Marlins were doing, letting him go. But Courtney, it's funny that you mentioned all those guys. The one person that they have in common is Scott Boras. Those are all Boras agents. So we'll see them sign very soon. But it's clear that I don't know if you could say collusion or what, but none of these teams are paying up for the Boras guys, which is interesting. Knowing that Juan Soto, his number one prize client, is going to be a prospective free agent soon. So I don't. There's some guys out there. I think Blake Snell intrigues me. You always have to go with pitching guys that can eat innings. So Blake Snell intrigues me. Does somebody like the Phillies have some money for him? Do the Yankees have money for him? Where is he looking to go? I don't know what he's looking contract wise, what he's trying to command, but I think the Cubs
won the Cy Young last year and doesn't have a job. That's crazy.
It's insane. It's insane. But you also look at the amount of innings he's thrown over the last couple years. He is definitely older, and he screams, "I need 7-8 years." As this is his window. Which like you said, Courtney, he won the Cy Young last year, and he's still a free agent the week that pitchers and catchers report. So he's probably going to have to be somebody that takes a 4-year deal with the opt out after year 2, or a 3-year deal with the opt out after 1. And it's a high, average annual value for his salary. So there are some big free agents out there. I'm really interested to see where Cody Bellinger goes, just because that's an impact power bat. I think GMs across the league are saying the same thing that a lot of us are saying at home is, Cody, you had an amazing resurgent year with the Cubs after, a flaming out with the Dodgers. Do it again before we pay you. So he's probably going to have to be somebody that takes a shorter term deal and not get that 7-year, $220 million deal that was first reported.
So for me, I know the Rangers, their whole rotation right now is righties. Blake Snell's 31 years old right now. He would look pretty good in a Rangers uniform. They could use a lefty. A lefty. You know who's also still a free agent? He's a little bit older, albeit, but when he was on. Hyunjin Ryu.
Oh yeah.
My Korean curveball king.
Yeah, no, that's a nice 4th or 5th for a deep team in the playoffs. We'll see. I'm really interested to see where Blake Snell goes.
That being said, who won the offseason? And I'm not going to include the Dodgers in this conversation because,
I was just about to say that.
I mean, listen, it's unfair, right? It's unfair when you have a team that like Tyler Glasnow. Trading for Tyler Glasnow would have been like any team's big haul, right? Like that's okay. Yeah, we did what we needed to do this offseason. But no, they went and signed Shohei Ohtani to that ridiculous deal. and Yamamoto, which that's going to be stupid. That team is going to be so stupid. But other than the Dodgers, what teams were the winners and the losers of this offseason?
You have to go with the Atlanta Braves for me. Adding Chris Sale into that rotation. Now you pair him with Max Fried's, Spencer Strider. I still believe they have Bryce Elder. You have to go with Chris Sale and the Braves, and then adding Jared Kelenic. I'm 100% convinced that the Braves will figure out a way to keep him healthy, to keep his bat in the lineup, and that's only going to lengthen their lineup. 1 through 9 is ridiculous. I was looking at the Braves, Dodgers lineup, and I'm still riding with the Braves because I just think they have so much depth. They have so much more. They're a little bit more proven 6 through 9. So I would go with the Braves, and then the biggest losers to me would be the Chicago Cubs. I mean, their biggest move was adding Craig Counsell. What does that do? 5 to 6 more wins? I guess 5 to 6 more wins get you into the playoffs. But if you lose somebody like Cody Bellinger, you have nobody to replace him. I don't care what anybody says. I understand he got a large contract from the Cubs last offseason, but Dansby Swanson cannot carry an offense for a full 162 plus the playoffs. Seiya Suzuki got hot towards the end, but we haven't seen him do it yet. Christopher Morel, I love his energy. I love his bat. I think he has 30 home run potential. But all of these guys, none of these guys can carry a lineup. You need that stability and somebody like Cody Bellinger who's been there before. And if they don't re-sign him, then I don't know how they feel that production this year. So I would have the Braves as my winner outside of the Dodgers, just for being able to add to their rotation and get another lefty batting Kelenic. And then the Cubs are my losers for sure.
I have a crazy one. You're just going to have to hear me out on this as far as the winner of the offseason. The Kansas City Royals had a quietly nice offseason. Very quiet. Now, again, I know the bar is kind of in hell considering that they won like 60 games last season. It was not pretty, but like they had a quietly nice offseason. Losers, what is Miami doing?
Yeah.
What is their game plan? Now, listen, I know they're gonna have to take a step back because Alcantara's out for the season, but he's out for the season, right?
Yeah.
That's a brutal loss. But you made the playoffs last season. Why are you? I just don't understand this like regression that they're undergo. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I just think they don't have the offense.
The Royals. I'm watching the Royals. I peeped. Okay, I peeped the Royals.
That Bobby Witt Jr. contract moved you?
It wasn't just they signed Michael Walker, they signed Will Smith, Garrett Hampson, Adam Frazier. I know those aren't like marquee guys, but I mean, they could piece together a nice little season there.
Yeah, so I'll just take off my White Sox hat now since you're saying the Royals are going to be better than them.
I mean, yeah, the White Sox.
Yeah, nigga, we know that. You know that.
Unrelated, the fall off of a certain Chicago White Sox shortstop needs to be studied. Okay,
He's still not signed.
He's still a free agent.
Yeah, he's still a free agent.
I don't know where he's going.
I said, what is Seattle doing?
Yeah, Seattle too. Seattle, it's just their ownership. Their ownership does not want to. Their ownership doesn't want to play at the deep end of the pool, and that's why they were able to lock in, J-Rod at such an amazing contract, right after his rookie season. But they don't want to. They don't really have aspirations to contend the way they should. They're just gonna try to probably sneak their way in and try to get hot. They have pitching and Logan Gilbert and Kirby. Is it Brian Wu? Like they have pitching there. So I understand the need. I understand the need to not spend, but I think they could have still used some more bats, especially they lost Teoscar Hernandez.
They get Jorge Polanco though.
Yes.
They did. Yes. They did. Well, I forgot who was in that trade package though. I know they gave up someone interesting.
Yeah, but it was more of a prospect. I don't think it was anybody that had been on the major league level yet. So we'll see. I love the Mariners, man. I always love them. I think a lot of us were Mariners fans growing up just because of Griffey.
Yeah, I think also I saw Julio put on his Instagram last night. the Super Bowl. He said, I can't wait to say this. I'm like, well, nigga, you have to get out of Seattle because ain't gonna be having that shit there.
That paper on this player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna.